All right, good day, ladies and gents. All right, so we are going to be working on day 4, which is on central and inscribed angles. And so if you make sure you guys have your hot topics page out, make sure you have your calculator, and these pages being printed out would definitely help out. Okay, so a couple of things that we want to talk about is central angles and inscribed angles. Okay, those are very important things. Okay, so if you look at your notes, if you look at central, if the angle from the center of the circle is 40, then the arc that projects it is also 40. So think of like a movie projector. Okay, so, and this is the screen. So if the projector is from the center, then the screen would also be the same. So center would be the same. So if this is 40, this would also be 40. Okay, now inscribed at the back of the movie theater. So as you move further back, so if I'm at 50, then do you think it got bigger or smaller? It got bigger. The projector stayed the same size, but the movie screen can be bigger. So the further back, the better, right? So if I'm at the back of the movie theater, then the screen would be double the size. So if this was 50, then the screen would be 100. Okay, so where the two lines end up, and then the movie screen would be from here to here, that would be 100. Same thing here. So it's still at the back of the movie theater, it's just in a weird spot, and where the beams shoot out from this part to this part, that's where the movie screen is, it would still be 100. So no matter where you're located in the back of the movie theater, the screen, wherever the beams end up, would be double that. Okay, so that's what we're focused on right now, these two ideas. So if you're at the center, you're the same. If you're inscribed, it doubles on the way out. It divides by 2 on the way in. All right, let's do some examples. All right, so for this one, we have 84 degrees at the center. So here is the movie screen. So if it's the center, it would be the same. So this would also be 84. So there's that. For inscribed, okay, so we're in the back of the movie theater, right? So if the screen was 100, you would divide by 2 to go back into the inside, so this would be 50. So x would be 50. So it doubles on the way out, it divides by 2 on the way in. Okay, now what if we had central and inscribed in the same set? Okay, so if I have this, so I'm looking for x. In order to know x, I need to know what this angle is. So because once I know the movie screen, I could travel backwards. Okay, the center angle is 80. So if the center is 80, then we have the same right here. So this would also be 80. Okay, now if we ignore this part, so now we're just looking at this. So if we're ignoring that part, and we just focused on this, where this is 80, then this angle right here would have to be 40 degrees. This divides by 2, so this would be 40. So x would be 40. All right, what if we were going the other way? Okay, so, all right, so if this is 35 right here, this jumps out to be 70. And just in case if you were curious what would be this angle right here, this would also be 70. So this right here is 70 degrees. Awesome. All right, so hopefully you're seeing patterns here. All right, let's do some examples. All right, so on number one, we want to find YWX. We want to find this angle right here. This is the angle we want to find. Okay, so that angle projects this arc. So here's the movie screen. So now where is W? Where is this angle? It's at the center. Because it's at the center, it would be the same. So if the screen is 120, then the projector would be 120. And that's the answer. So 120. All right, on this one. Okay, we want the arc. We want the arc LM. So LM, so we actually want this. This is the thing that we want right here. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. You see how that makes a straight line? We know that straight lines make 180 degrees. So I know that, let's call this x for a second. So 123 plus x equals 180, right? So 180 minus 123, we'd pop out with 57. So this angle right here is 57 degrees. And because it's at the center, it would be the same as the arc. So if this is 57, then the arc is 57. And that's our answer, 57. All right, let's try again. Okay, so a couple of things that you see here. We want arc CFD. So C, F, and D. So now they said C to F to D. So C, and I need to go towards F. But if I go this way, and then I would go to D, and I would overlap where I went already. So it's better to go this way, CFD. So I want CFD. All of this. This is what I want. So basically, I want everything but this. Okay, so I want everything but this. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. I just need to find all these little angles. Well, I know that this is a straight line. So if this is 135, what's left over? So 180 minus 135, this would have to be 45 degrees. We can also go the other way. This angle right here makes a straight line. So if this is 135, this would be also 45. Or I could see that those two are vertical. Okay, now the last part is this. I know that this, and this make a straight line. So I know that all three of those add up to 180. So 180 minus 45 and minus the 81, I would be left with 54. So that angle is 54. Okay, so now let's answer the question. They wanted all of this. So basically, there's two ways to do it. I can do 360 minus the one I don't want, or I could just add up all those numbers. So I could do 45 plus 135 plus 45 plus 81. You put that in the calculator, 45 plus 135 plus 45 plus 81, and I'm left with 306. Or I could go the other way and go 360 minus the one I didn't want, which is 54. So 360 minus 54, and once again, I got 306. So both ways worked, and that's my answer, 306. So far I had 120, I had 57, I had 306. So those are my answers so far. Okay, let's go on to the fourth one. All right, I want SPQ. So I want the angle SPQ. So basically, I want all of this. SPQ. Now, this is actually a little simple because there's two basic ways how we can do this. Let's go ahead and do the hard way, and then I'll point out the easier way. Do you see these angles right here? This is the important part. You see those two angles? Those two angles are the same because that's what those little arcs mean. So this is X and this is X. Okay, so I know that all of this adds up to 180 degrees. So I have 86 plus 154 plus 60 plus X equals 360. So 86, 154, and 60, that adds up to 300 plus, and I had two X's, so 2X equals 360. So 2X equals 360, 60, because I subtract 300 from both sides. Divide by 2, and I get X equals 30. So this little angle is 30, and this little angle is 30, which is important to know. Very important to know right there. Okay, so we have that. But they didn't actually ask us for this angle. They actually asked us for SPQ, but it's really good to know what X is because that's going to be important later. All right, so what if they asked us for SPQ? So SPQ, so they want all of this basically right here. So in this case, it would be 30 plus 30 plus 86. 30 plus 30 plus 86. Put that in the calculator and you get 146. So that would be your answer. Another way we could have done this was a little faster. I wanted everything but these two. So the other way I could have, and I already have them. So the other way I could do it was 360 minus the 154 and the 60. 360 minus 154 minus 60. And I would have also got 146. So that would have been a little bit of a faster way. But it's really good to know this way of like what to do if you have two angles that are the same. All right, you guys doing great. Let's keep going. All right, number 5. So number 5, let's just do some more practice, right? So this part is about inscribed angles. So if this is 62, now we're at the back of the movie theater, so we're going to get smaller. So that's going to be dividing by 2. So 62 divided by 2, and we get 31, because that's what they wanted. WXY. They wanted this angle right here. That center angle, the center letter, that's where the angle is located. So they wanted this angle right there. All right, let's look at number 6. They wanted DGF. So they wanted the arc. So DGF, they wanted all of this. Now that's the screen. That's the movie screen. So the projector is 113. So what would the screen be? We would basically do 2 times 113. So 2 times 113, and we pop out with 226. So we just multiply by 2, and we got 226. All right, let's look at number 7. All right, so on number 7, okay, they want angle JKL. So JKL, so they wanted where the angle is at K. So they want this angle. And in order to find that projector, we need to know what the movie screen is. So all of this. Well, to know that, I know that all of this adds up to 360. So 360 minus the 65 and the 53. 360 minus 65 and 53. We pop out with 242. So all this is 242, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the angle. So if the screen is 242, we would divide by 2 to get the projector. Divide by 2, and we get 121. All right, so the angle is 121. Awesome. All right, and number 8. Okay, so for number 8, we have they wanted angle BC. So they want this angle right here. Or sorry, this arc. They want this arc right here. Now, I don't know what that is, but I know 47 times 2 would give me this arc. 47 times 2 gives me 94. But that's not what we're looking for, those tricky little buggers. They wanted this. Well, I know that that's half of a circle. And if all of this is 360, then this would have to add up to 180, because this is 180 over here. So I know that 180, this, and this add up to 360. So, or I could just say these two right here together add up to 180, but I'll just stick to what you're used to. So 180 plus 94 plus this missing part, BC, is equal to 360. So subtract, and we pop out with x is equal to 86. And that's what we wanted. We wanted arc BC, so that's 86. All right, let's keep moving. All right, one more page of notes. Okay, we're on number 15. Okay, so on this one, okay, so if this is x, then I need the movie screen. So if the projector was x, the movie screen is what I need. Let's see. Well, I know that this is 136. That's at the center of the circle. So if the center is 136, then the screen is the same, 136. Now I have the movie screen. To get to the projector, I would divide by 2. 136 divided by 2, I pop out with 68. And that's what I wanted, 68. All right, let's do another example. What if the projector was 49? I would multiply by 2 to get this, which would be 98. Multiply by 2 to get 98. And then if the arc is 98, then the central angle would be the same. So that would also be 98. All right, and on this one, okay, I know that all of these add up to 360. So 360 minus the 150 and the 100, I'd pop out with 110 because all of those have to add up to 180, right? Or sorry, to add up to 360. They all have to add up to 360. So if this is 110, and that's all I wanted, right? If this is 110, then what would be the angle, the projector at the back of the movie theater? That would be half of that. So 110 divided by 2 would be 55. And that's all I wanted. Excellent. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, now Inscribe. This is very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. There's like 4 problems that you need to know that just have this. So really easy. So the basic idea is that the opposite angles, so that the angles are on the circle, right? So the angles are on the circle. So it's inscribed quadrilateral. And the inscribed means they're at the back of the movie theater, each point. Okay, so I know that the opposite angle, so A and C add up to 180. And B and D add up to 180. That's the important part. So these two add up to 180, and these two add up to 180. That's the rule. All right. Also, another rule that you need to know, intercepting diameter. Okay, so here's the thing. So you see this A right here? That projects all of this. And you see how this is the diameter? So this would have to be 180 degrees. So then what would be angle A? It would have to be 90. That's the rule. So if I have a triangle where one of the sides is the diameter, then this angle right here would be 90 degrees. So angle BAC would be 90 degrees. Awesome. Oh, and then this one. Oh, I like this one. Okay, so these two angles, you see how they project the same screen? That means that this and this are equal to each other. So angle B is equal to angle, so B and C are equal to each other. So the top of the bow tie are equal. And then the bottom of the bow tie are equal. So angle D would be equal to angle A. Now, if you have it sitting like an hourglass, you just need to turn it until it is a bow tie. And now the tops would be equal to each other, the bottoms would be equal to each other. Simple as that. Just turn your paper until it's familiar. Okay, let's do a couple of problems. All right, pretty simple here. So I want you to find the missing angles. Well, this is pretty easy. I know that M and K are adding up to 180 degrees. So M plus K equals 180. So if M is 45, then what would K have to be? It would have to be 135. Now, did you have to show that work? No. You need to show it for your notes, but not when you're actually busting it out later. But for your notes, definitely write this down so you know where you got with that 135. Okay, and let's do another one. Okay, J right here. So I know that J and L are going to add up to 180 degrees. So if L was 92, what would J have to be? Sorry, plus. All right, so 180 minus 92, we pop out with 88. So this would be 88. So J was 88 and K was 135. Awesome sauce. All right, let's do 13. All right, 13 gets a little harder. Not that bad though. Okay, so on this one, okay, so I know that y is 51, so I know that these two are gonna add up to 180 degrees. So I know the angle y, so plus w, didn't need to put the angle symbol, right, is equal to 180. If y was 51, then what would w have to be? So 180 minus 51, we pop out with 129. So this is 129. Awesome. Okay, so now I need to find x. Now look at x. X and v, they add up to 180, but I don't have either one of them. So look, I know that x projects all of this. So if 101 and 67 are added together, this would be 168. Okay, so if x projected 168, we would divide by 2 to get x. So divide by 2, and this would have to be 84. So now we have x, and we also have w. Oh, look. Well, now that I have x, I can automatically find v. So I know that x and v add up to 180. So if x is 84, then what would v have to be? So 180 minus 84, and I pop out with 96. Isn't that nice? All right, 2 more problems. All right, so for number 14, all right, I want PQR. PQR. So I want this middle angle, this middle letter. I want this. Now this right here projected all of this. But there's no angle there. There's no number anywhere. Okay, well, I know that this is diameter, and that cuts the circle in half. If 360 is all the way around, then this is 180. And if I divide by 2, this would be 90. So that angle right there is 90 degrees. And the last problem. Okay, well, let's see here. I wanted RST. So I want that middle letter S. So I want this angle right here. So, and now what did that project? That projected all of this. What are we going to do? Well, hey, look at that. I have every arc except for this one. I have every arc but that one. So if I can find this arc right here, I can find that angle. So I know that all these add up to 360. So 84 plus 139 plus 75 is equal to my RT. Adds up to 360, right? So 360 minus 64, 139, and 75. So that right there, that R to T, is 82, that arc. So this is 82. Now, did I have to show that? No, you could just done that in the calculator and just know what you were doing. Okay, so if this is 82, then to get to the back of the movie theater, I would divide by 2, and I would pop out with 41. So that angle right there is 41. So hopefully you've realized that printing this off is going to be super important because you're just labeling like crazy or writing all over this. Make sure that anything that you don't understand that you're like, ooh, I need to remember that later, make sure you put it on your hot topics. Feel free to write as many notes as you want as possible. So that's everything you need to know for today. And as long as you guys are working, I'm happy. Good luck.